Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another Canadian Starships live stream. My name is Andrew, and we are working on the 650 scale Enterprise Ds tonight. We've got Ken in studio helping me produce. Say hi, Ken.
Hello, everyone.
And just a quick question, Ken. Was the intro a little stuttery for you?
I usually leave it muted.
Okay. Well, it felt a little stuttery for me, so I hope that's not a sign of StreamYard's having issues tonight. So hopefully we're going to be all good. We are in the stages of finishing up the painting on the, on this one here, the escape pod hatches or escape pods or the hats or whatever you want to call them, the pieces that are visible on the outside of the hull in relation to the escape pods. We'll say that. So we're going to start tonight by pulling up tape and pulling up masks, seeing how those turned out, and then we're going to get onto other Enterprise details. See what I did there? Details.
I see that.
Enterprise detail. Anyway, all right. Well, let's see who's here tonight. We've got
Captain Distraction was here early.
Yeah.
He left us a message saying, version 2 kit just landed here for me. They really made a lot of thoughtful quality of life changes. Lots of the fitment stuff will go much faster. Few items to go, but looking forward to digging in.
Good. Mine stuck. I replied to that. Mine should be here on Monday. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but got held up due to mechanical issues at the UPS depot in Louisville.
Well, we have AK here tonight. He says, hey, you up and running? And Ken from Ken's Model Shop is here saying, hey, everyone. Ben's Build is here tonight. He says, my V2 kit should arrive Wednesday this week. It was shipped FedEx, though, for some reason.
That's very odd. Yeah.
I can't remember who shipped mine. I thought it was, I can't remember. I think it was UPS.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just what they use for Canada?
UPS is what most people seem to have gotten them on, so.
Let's see here. So Ken is saying, hey, Andrew. We have Keith is here. Hey, Keith. Michael Fontana is here. We have Steph MTL. So I guess we'll just go Steph for now. Says howdy. And I think that's it. He said, I cheated. I got the Tommy refit. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's decent. Ben's Build's here.
Yeah, he says he was talking earlier about his V2 being shipped through FedEx. He says, I'm in the States. And says my other Helios kits were shipped UPS to. No idea on the challenge why now.
Very weird.
Now, apologies again. We're going through the growing pains here. I'm kind of watching two screens here. I'm watching Andrew on one screen, and then I'm watching the comments live in YouTube. So you're getting an extra viewer from me this week.
Okay.
So,
all right, so
you know what?
We've got 10 people watching right now, not counting Ken. So,
so I'll even give you a thumbs up.
Oh, thank you.
I hope that's a sign that everyone else should do the same.
Yeah, Steph says the refit heralds the automated brave new world of mechanical Aztecing.
Oh, okay.
And Ken says I have the Tommy refit.
Yes.
And yes, we have tea, Earl Grey, hot in the authentic cup. We've got the cup back, making an appearance back again this week.
So you must have some other forms of hydration with you tonight, then?
I forgot to bring them, but I forgot to bring my fizzy water. But I do have water in my HTM mug.
Well, there you go.
In my HTM Yeti, so I do have that.
Steph, can any light leaks? I don't have the Tommy kit myself. I've seen people's like Jordans and stuff, and they've had light leaks.
Yeah, make it so.
But they're very minor. It could be filled in with some just a little bit of putty that's thinned down.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got this. Okay. I'm going to make some slight adjustments here.
My apologies. He wasn't talking to me. He was talking to the other Ken. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, what?
He was actually talking. I'm guessing he was actually talking to the other Ken. Ken's model shop, who had just previously said, "I have the Tomy refit."
Yeah. All right. So the escape pods have been taped. The escape pods are painted. We're going to remove tape tonight. Yay! And vinyl. And reveal those lovely details. And then we're hopefully going to be moving on to some of the other paint Enterprise details tonight. And Steph says, yeah, the Vallejo is a lifesaver.
Yeah, that's a pretty good putty. It's got, that fine applicator.
I use the perfect plastic putty myself.
Okay, yep.
Let's see. Ken says I have a few light leaks, nothing to worry about on the refit. All right, so let's get working on revealing all this stuff. I can't just rip it off because the paint has yet to be sealed in. So I don't want to be rough pulling the tape off. I want to be nice and gentle.
Stuff's asking, hard to get here in Canada. What's your source for the putty?
I don't have a difficulty getting it here in Canada. I just anytime I'm near a Great Hobbies, I pop in and pick it up. They typically have it in stock. Great Hobbies also has it available on their website, or they
do have several locations around the country.
Yeah, they do. With Great Hobbies, if you let me just set perfect plastic putty. If you no, I don't want to sign up for the. I'm not seeing it on the website, but I know they've got it in store because that's where I've been picking it up.
And do they have the Viejo as well?
I would imagine because they have a lot of Vallejo stuff. So, but nice thing about Great Hobbies is if you're ordering online, if you order $100 worth of stuff at a time, they ship it out to you for free.
Yeah, a lot of stores are like that.
Yeah. So if you're buying, like what I do, if I have to make an order, I typically wait until I've got enough to do an over $100 order, or I wait till I'm ordering a repop of a model kit.
Right.
And then I get my order for free, or I just pop in when I'm traveling, either through Oshawa, because there's one in Oshawa, or if I'm heading up to Ottawa, I'll stop at the one on Merivale Road. The one in Oshawa is on just Taunton Road near wow, the one that starts with an H. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're fairly easy to get to.
Stuff says $100. Okay, there, Mr. Moneybags. And then he says, Oshawa, good times. Alas, I'm literally on the other side of the country.
Yeah, well, there's, let's see. I can tell you where the locations are. We have locations in oh, there's no BC location. The furthest west is Edmonton. Okay. I thought they were a little more widespread than that, but I guess maybe not. I mean, they're one of the closest things we have to a hobby store chain here in Canada. So, are there any more hobby store chains in Canada that you know of, Ken? Did we lose Ken?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I guess you did. I can't, with the setup we currently have, I can't do search on my Google at the same time as doing this.
Oh, okay.
So, my local hobby store, Hobby Sense, looks like they may be out of it right now. But yeah, I can't really think of any other chains for hobby stores across the country.
Yeah. We used to have a great hobby store here in Kingston, and it was the biggest one in Eastern Ontario, and they ended up going out of business.
That's a shame when they do.
Yeah.
But I mean, with online businesses these days, that's kind of the way it seems to be going.
Yeah, but it's so much more convenient when you just need something quick to hop in the car and run down the street and run to your local hobby store and pick it up.
Very true. Very true.
So I'm a little nervous because I've only got 25 days left to finish this. I've got to finish the paint details. And then I've got to get this varnished with clear coat. And then I've got to do decal work. Then I've got to do the matte coat.
Just looking online, there's like BC Hobbies.
I'm not sure where he means by the other end of the country.
Yeah, very true. Let's see here. Sad trombone noise. Yeah, he says if you count Michael's. Yeah, unfortunately, Michael's is kind of.
Michael's is not a hobby store.
No, they used to have, kits and a little bit more, and nowadays not so much.
Yeah. Well, any of those small Star Trek kits that I picked up, like the 1,000 scale toss, and those size, the ones that are considered snap tight. I picked those all up at Michael's with the 40% off coupon that they always offered.
Okay. Let's see here. Ken says, on my workbench, I'm still working on the Klingon battlecruiser lighting for the engines. Oh, right on.
Cool. Yeah, what's everybody else working on tonight while you're watching me pull tape?
Let's see here. Ken also says I go sometimes to Hobby Lobby. Unfortunately, I'm not a chain here in Canada.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby is kind of more like a craft store.
Kind of like an upscaled Michael's, really.
Yeah, craft and home decor store. Not quite a hobby store, but they do sell some model kits and some model supplies and that kind of thing. But I find that they're more like a craft store / home decor store.
Right. Let's see here. Ben says, I'm not working on a model tonight. Been setting up for my new 3D printer, though. Well, that's cool.
That's cool.
Do you have any big plans, Ben, for what your first build's going to be? That's not a test print? Ken says, but they do carry some model kits and paint for airbrush.
Yeah.
Ben's going to be printing off a 1650 Cheyenne class.
Okay.
That's Ben's builds. Ben Spradling is here. He says, I'm trying to figure out why my new resin 3D printer never works.
Honestly, 3D printing seems like the dark arts to me.
Yes.
I'm amazed at how guys like Donnie get such good prints all the time. I mean, I have no idea. I've got a little frozen printer here, and I've just tried to do a couple small things, and I don't know. It's like I don't know. Maybe I didn't make the right blood sacrifice ahead of time or something, because I just cannot get it to work right. So I will have to more seriously look at 3D printing stuff later on, but I just need to get through all the projects on the bench first and all the projects lined up.
AK says same as last week. He's working on his Thermopylae, that wooden ship.
Man, I couldn't imagine working on the same ship week after week after week after week after week after. Oh, wait.
Yeah. He says, I think, and then Ben's builds says, I think they have expensive resin printers.
I mean, if money was no object, I'd try to find out what kind of printers the place in Hong Kong that prints the kits from Helios is using.
Stephen says, or Steph says, I was considering tackling a 125th Enterprise, but I can't find an aircraft hangar to rent. Following in the footsteps of Mr. Trek.
I found somebody who's done some really good 3D work, who is making some larger scale starships available, and using the same print company that Helios uses.
Oh.
So I'm eyeing up some potential future projects.
Steph says also the paint bill is enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 125th, yeah. Not 125th, but 1 to 25 scale.
Yeah.
Ken's Model Shop says Jurassic size 3D printers. They do make some large ones that I've seen on YouTube. And I'm sure those aren't their largest ones out there.
Yep. Well, I'm looking at some 1/350 or 1/650 scale kits.
Nice. Steph says at 1/25th scale, Aztecing is a piece of cake, though.
Okay. And which Enterprise did he say?
I think he didn't say. He's just said tackling the 1 to 25 scale Enterprise. I would assume the same as Mr. Trek there.
Because there is no Aztecing on the TOS.
Originally there isn't, but you can get Aztecing for it. Yeah, I've actually seen Lou Del Meso actually makes an Aztecing for it. If you want to go with it, if you ever do, I would do it lightly. Ooh. Michael Fontana says, I'm scratch building a 1/35th scale World War II tank factory with a little help from Mini Art. So I'm guessing in Germany? Let's see here. Steph says, I like to go obscure. I want to build the cage version as seen in the flashbacks in DIS Discovery. Yep, Michael Fontaine confirms. Yep, it's a German World War II tank factory. Yeah, the Mini Arts get some good kits for buildings and stuff.
Oh, we're starting to reveal some stuff. We're starting to make some revelations of the paintwork here. Slowly,
Well, we can certainly see where the better see where the pods are. Ken says, I personally like the original look of the TOS without any Aztecing. How about the sensor lines or whatever they're called that were penciled in? What's your feeling on those, Ken?
You'd have to do a little more than penciling them in on a 1/25th scale.
Yes. Although that was Steph talking about a 1 to 25 scale. Ken was just saying he likes the look without any Aztecing. Let's see here. Michael Fontana says, I would like to build an Enterprise D dry dock from scratch. Ooh. Dry dock. I would like to build an Enterprise D dry dock from scratch. What scale would you be thinking, Michael? Would you be wanting to see? Like a 1400 or something like that?
Got a little bit of overspray.
Oh. You able to get it cleaned off? Yeah. The looks of it. Ken says dry dock would be cool for the D. And Michael Fontana says, I have no idea as to what scale. So what are you using to clean off the overspray?
I'm not sure yet. I just have to be very careful because I don't want to remove the paint underneath.
Right. Did you seal the paint underneath yet?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Any suggestions?
A time machine?
Yeah.
Try with a little bit of like distilled water or just water, I guess. Very lightly rubbing, like extremely light.
I've never had that kind of overspray before.
I've had it on the because I've never really done Aztecing before the Reliant there, and yeah, I did do a clear coat over before I started doing any other painting of colors. And so when I did get overspray, I would just come in with a little bit of the water that's water mix with the alcohol and what else is in there? Anyway, it's the Aztec the Aztecing paint mix, and I would just go in there and very lightly just rub at the paint that's oversprayed, and it usually would seem to be taking it off. Let's see here. Ken says dry dock for an E in 1/1400 scale would be cool. Yes, it would. Michael Fontana said, "I'll build a time machine in my spare time."
Yeah, I
I
might
hear
just
it
have
works.
to. I might have to tape some stuff. Like it's one band of overspray around here.
Yeah.
So I might just have, or sorry, around here. So I might just have to tape off some of the Aztecs and give a bit of a respray in its color.
Right. Well, Michael, I hear that using a DeLorean works really well for time machines. For some reason,
Using what?
a DeLorean for a time machine works the best.
Police telephone boxes also work.
Oh, I never thought of that. But don't use a refrigerator. Which was one of the ideas they originally had for Back to the Future, but they figured that'd be a bad thing to do because then kids might start playing in refrigerators more.
Wait, they were going to use a refrigerator?
Yeah. Let's see here. And then talking about time traveling, AK says, so do enterprises. And sometimes Klingon bird of praise as well.
Slingshot around the sun. Slingshot. Yep. Excuse me. Slingshot around the sun. You're in time warp. If you, slingshot around the sun and pick up enough speed. You're in time warp. If you don't, you're toast.
Let's see here. Yeah, Ben says yes because it's stainless steel construction makes the magnetic flux disposal. And then look out.
So could you use a Cybertruck as a time machine then?
You could, but it depends on what your feeling is on that. Trent is here. He says, hey, Andrew and Ken. Welcome to the stream there, Trent.
Welcome.
We have, looks like 18 people watching now.
You know what? You don't need to see the back of my head while I'm working, so I'm going to just do this for a little bit.
All right, sounds good. Yep, Ken says go around the sun at warp speed for time travel.
Well, I think they originally said time warp factor when traveling for warp speed in the original pilot.
Ricardo's here. He says, hello, Andrew, Ken, and everyone on chat.
Welcome,
Ricardo.
Hope you're having a good evening or whatever time it happens to be for you.
I think he's in the same time zone as me.
Okay.
I think so. He'd be at about at 8:30 as well. Let's see here. Ben's build says, don't forget the Soyuz class USS Bozeman is a time machine too.
I wonder what the Bozeman's day was like before it encountered, like the repeating day was like before it encountered the Enterprise D. And what made it? What was the impetus for it to be rebooted every day?
Hey, we have Steve the Fish.net. Like your videos there, Steve. You watched your videos going way back now. All the way from Japan. Steve says, a Cybertruck equipped with an oscillation overthruster. Cosmic Quest Hobbies is here. He says, hey, friends.
Welcome. Welcome.
And that would be Russ. And then who else is here? Michael Fontana is in Pittsburgh. He says it's 9:30
a.m. PM?
Or sorry, PM? Yes. Sorry, I'm skipping down as I'm reading here. Steve says at Ken Model Shop, hey, Ken? Yeah, PM. Thank you very much for catching that. Yeah, again, my apologies. Just with the setup here tonight. I'm trying to watch two screens at once.
Yeah, we're in transition with our streaming software at the moment. So thank you, everyone, for your patience as things are not quite as per usual.
Todd's here. He says, just wanted to pop in and say hello, everyone. Welcome, Todd. Good to see you.
Good evening, Todd. Still unpacking, are you?
Oh, and Russ says all the talk of poker chips last night prompted me to want to order some to bring to Wonderfest. That's cool. And people saying hello to Todd.
I have, and now I don't know what I did with them, but I've got a case of them that Todd sent me with my branding, so maybe I'll bring them this year.
Yeah, it's a neat little promotional item. Todd says, "Yeah, getting my PC desk set up so I can move the rest of the lab into the new layout." Well, it is looking pretty sharp there, Todd.
Quite
your pictures and videos.
Quite the setup you showed there with your streaming desk.
Yes. Steve says, "Thanks for your advice on the Enterprise E. I ordered 5mm drill bits for my pin vise, so I plan to get back to drilling out those holes soon."
Okay, I thought the way you said that, it made it sound like he had ordered 5 Enterprise E kits.
Yes, no, he said, advice on the Enterprise E, period. And then I ordered 5, and then 0.5mm drill bits, not 5mm drill bits. 0.5mm drill bits for my pin vise, so I plan to get back to drilling out those holes soon.
I have a whole list of drill bit sizes for each of the various different windows on the Enterprise E, but I've got them in gauge size, not millimeter size. But I'm sure there's a conversion, because I've got. Give me a moment, I can pull it up. If I've still got access to Trello. Let's see. Login. Continue. Of course, they've emailed me a code. Great.
Yeah, nice. Also, it's nice to see behind your chair there the 3,003 subscribers.
Yeah. We're over 3,000.
Steve says, "I thought you used the metric system in Canada."
Yeah, but all those drill bit sets are that I can get from Amazon are sized in gauge sizes. So all of these, let's see, these kits.
Yep.
They're all in gauge sizes. So
Todd says, "Congratulations on the 3,000 and more, Andrew."
Thank you.
I do have 2 sets kind of in that same style of case, but mine are in millimeters or point.
Yeah.
Points of millimeters.
So for I don't know if we want to. Maybe I should put this in the chat. Let's see. Primary upper hull windows main is a 72. Primary upper hull windows small is a 78. Bridge conference room is a 79. Lower primary hull is a 77, and secondary hull is a 77. There we go.
Right on. I see we're getting a lot of congratulations for you on your 3,000 plus.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I could see, I don't know if, I've never seen it before on StreamYards, but I did see it here on YouTube. I could see someone was pressing the hearts button.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that doesn't come through on StreamYards, but
yeah, it never does. It was, or actually, it was the celebration one. Yep, there it comes again.
Guess what? I just checked again.
Did you lose some? Oh. You lost one?
I lost one.
All right, who was it?
Somebody must have not liked my live stream tonight.
Well, somebody else's or a few people are pressing the celebration button because they keep seeing it go up. So
this is scary though, and it's a little bit more in focus tonight.
It is 25 days, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 25, 4, 3 seconds.
Yeah. So that timer is ticking away a little bit too quickly for my liking.
Well, Michael Fontana is promising you that he did not unsubscribe. He says he loves the channel. Although Trent says, sorry, buddy. And then he says, oh, just kidding. Ken's Model Shop says 3,000, make it so. And then gives the live long and prosper.
I'm probably safe to pull the windows as well now.
I'm trying to think what else you got to go on there now. Because anything else is just small details, is it not?
Yeah, and there's nothing that would get painted over windows at this point.
Right. And if there is something comes up where you do have to repaint, and I mean you've got spare windows, I'm sure, still.
Yeah.
But do you have your other camera / phone ready to give us a close-up in a little bit?
I do.
Perfect.
It's always an enjoyable stage pulling up the masks. Unless something went wrong.
Yes, very true.
Then the enjoyable part's only momentary.
I definitely have to give you props for that bench. I really love how that wheels around. And
oh, it's made a world of difference. And it looks like I'm going to be working on larger scale projects for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, there's going to be some small projects in there too, but this rolling workbench has just made the world of difference because I can get all the way around the big model really easily. Whereas painting the Aztecs on the other one, I didn't have this rolling table yet, and It was a pain trying to get all the way around that thing. My workbench rolls, but it's too big. And too much of a hassle to move it. So
Right. So, anybody else working on anything they'd like to share with us tonight?
yeah, it's always nice knowing what people are working on.
So we know there's a wooden ship being worked on. We know there's a Klingon cruiser being worked on. What else have we seen people talking about working on tonight?
Well, that's all the stencils gone. Pull up my working line.
Is there a couple just right closest to the center, right by you? So yeah, right there.
So that's all of the stencils now pulled up. And this was my working line, my alignment line.
Michael Fontana says, I'm looking for, in any scale, the Akira class starship model.
So I just got a line on an Akira printed using the same printing service that these Helios kits are printed on at either 650 scale or 350 scale.
There we go. That sounds really cool. See, Russ is working on his engine room diorama, trying to bring it with the rest of his models to Wonderfest. Look forward to seeing that. Michael Pro says, I just finished my D18 Gold today. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Michael.
Good evening.
And then Ken says, I picked up a new printer for my computer. It's an Epson EcoTank wireless printer, still in the box. That's cool.
What type of printer?
He says it's an Epson EcoTank wireless printer.
So like laser, inkjet. The lasers are much nicer for making decals.
Yes. Michael said, Michael said, cool. Ben says, Russ, which series engine room? I'm working on TNG, but it won't be ready for Wonderfest.
I might just hand touch up the Aztecs where that overspray was.
And Russ says, hey, Ben, it's my own universe. Yeah, I got to catch up on your videos there, Russ. Last I saw you were, I'm a few weeks behind. I'm sorry. You were working on the launch bays for the fighters and the return bays. Steve says, last night I was drilling out the molded port windows on the old Bandai Nautilus kit from Nadia. I plan to replace them with clear lens pieces and light the kit up.
Very cool.
Ken says it's an inkjet printer.
Okay. So if you make any decals, you have to clear coat them.
Yes.
I would, at some point, I mean, there's so much technology I'd like to get my hands on for the shop, and such limited amounts of money. But one day I'd like to get one of those UV printers for doing creating my own decals for registries and markings and that kind of thing. Because you can do the white print.
Yeah. It'd be nice if someone just would do something for the hobby where it's strictly, you know, I mean, it can be used for other purposes, but something that would, you know, kind of do the white layer than the other, you know.
Keep everything perfectly aligned.
Well, as long as you don't have to feed it through multiple times, you know.
Yeah.
Something that would do a white base with the colors and then a like a clear coat or whatever over top.
Well, I'm not even sure if you need to white back decals if you're printing them on the UV printer, because I think it's solid enough that the printing is not transparent.
I believe you are correct. Yes, Russ says a UV printer would be sweet.
Yeah, I just have to add it to my list of things I need. Though I think the next purchase for the shop needs to be a face cam for live streams.
Something dedicated.
Yeah. That I don't have to tear down and set up every time.
Yeah. That is looking really fine. Well, we are actually pretty much at the 50 minute mark. Did you want to throw a commercial break in there? Well, you're just kind of peeling the same thing over and over again?
Sure, that's probably a good idea. If you're new here, we don't let YouTube run ads. We do it manually so that we don't interrupt anything important. So, and we only run one every hour, which I think is fairly reasonable. So, I'm not going to do anything important. We're not going to say anything important, but we're going to run a quick commercial break.
There we go.
Did you get a commercial?
I'm on my YouTube. No, because my right. YouTube is premium.
Yeah, got it.
I'm sure a lot of people, you know, watching probably have something like that. We got some good comments here. I'll bring up in a few seconds. I'll give it a few more seconds.
A few seconds for commercial people to come back from commercial break.
That's right. Okay, Ricardo is saying Uncle Jesse is supposed to make a live stream soon promoting a new UV printer that maybe is not that expensive. Well, that would be nice because they are ridiculous in price.
Is Uncle Joey helping him?
Uncle Joey from what was that show?
Full House.
Full House. Thank you very much. And then Steve says, I recently learned that Dawn's Light and Magic parts are now sold by Lake Monster Detail. Ordered the phaser cannons and the hangar bay doors for the 537 Reliant. Yes, I've got I've got all the Reliant parts there. We were doing a buddy build on that. It's needs to get you know, some more videos put out, but yeah, they are really good parts, I have to say. Highly recommended. I would also recommend the bottom is really good replacement because it's supposed to be flat, and on the 537 scale it is kind of curved. Pretty much any of those parts are I would recommend. Yeah, I've got some more footage of me putting the roll bar assembly together, but I haven't put that video out yet.
What percentage of completeness do you figure you are on the project?
I'm over halfway done. It's just because I've never done lighting like this before is the hard part. The nacelles are, in the roll bar and everything are pretty much done. I just got to throw a little yellow on there for the thrusters, RCS thrusters, and I think that area is pretty much done other than decals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just have to close up the saucer section and start applying the decal paint or the Aztec painting.
After applying 812 of these little inside mask pieces, I got pretty efficient at doing it.
Steve says, I had the part sent to my friend in Arizona because the price for shipping to Japan is redonkulous. Yeah. David James is here. He says, hi there, Andrew and gang. Did I see earlier that people were already receiving their V2 kit? I haven't even gotten the invoice for mine yet, so wondering if I should reach out to Helios.
If you haven't received an invoice for it, you should check in with them. My V2 kit is arriving, is supposedly arriving on Monday.
Well, something to look forward to, even though that is Star Wars Day.
Yep.
Ken says, currently working on 2 SMDs for lighting the impulse engines on the Klingon battlecruiser.
Cool.
How are you liking those escape pods? How do they turn out?
Good for the most part. There's a few fuzzy edges, but nothing you'll really notice once the additional details get added.
Michael Pro says, what scale did you order? I ordered 1,000 scale, and I haven't received anything outside of the down payment invoice.
I've got the 650 coming. Same size as this.
Yeah, I think they do the runs at different times. So they'll do a whole bunch of 650s, then they'll do a whole bunch of, 1,000 scale or whatever scales they have. That's kind of what happened with the Excelsiors / Enterprise Bs. Noticing we had Howard had ordered, I think, was his 1,000 scale?
I'm not sure.
Camera. I think he had a different scale than the 350 scales that we got. Michael says, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because they're just 3D printed in a big 3D printer factory place or whatever in China.
Hong Kong.
It actually took me 3 times to get a non-damaged saucer top for that. So make sure as soon as you get your kit, open up the box and inspect all the parts. Everything else was perfectly fine. It was just the shipping company, how they shipped it.
Well, and they should have, Daniel decided to go back to the custom packaging because there were just so many issues with the B and Excelsior being shipped out.
Yeah, like my one saucer replacement, the first replacement I got was just a big flat box with a bunch of like packing peanuts in there and stuff and some plastic, and it didn't really, and you could tell the box was really damaged in shipping, unfortunately. Michael Pro says, I saw their Enterprise C looks fantastic too. They've got a lot of fantastic kits, actually.
Yeah, I figure the version 2 would probably go a lot faster in construction.
Well, like you said, you don't have to build your own armature or anything.
Yep.
And they fixed a few other things. Yeah, that's just that is looking amazing, Andrew, with all those masks coming off. Ben said my 225th scale from Helios was packed very strangely, but I think they had a few orders they didn't want to spend the time making custom foam for them. Oh. Jody Sherry says, "How's everybody doing?"
Hey, Jody. Hope you're having some better luck with your computer woes.
Yes. Ben says, Ben also just wanted to let us know also that it was a 225th scale NX-01. Yeah, David James says, yeah, I think the better packaging would have prevented the cells on my Excelsior from being warped. Ooh, yeah. Those things, because those are so long. And then Michael says, I wonder how many get ordered on a typical run. That's a good question.
I don't know, but you with that printing company, like I don't know the company, but I do know from some other people who use the same company, you can do like individual orders. You don't have to do batches, but Helios does it in batches.
Okay. So then they have enough. I wonder. Because obviously they're doing production runs of different scale sizes, but
yeah. So you with that company, you can do one-offs.
Well, and that's good. That's how they can get your replacement parts.
But I wonder if there's better pricing for Helios if they order in batches.
I would certainly assume there would be. Oh, good job, Jody. Jody says in regards to his computer, it's working for now. He managed to record some video using the PC for the first time.
Oh, good. Is it a desktop or laptop, Jody?
He used to use a laptop, and then I think we pitched in and got him a desktop.
Got it.
You had me wondering, Michael. Michael had put in HLMM, and then he said, sorry, finger slipped. LOL. He said, that's very interesting on the one-offs.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying Helios is willing to do one-offs for people. I'm just saying the print company does do one-offs.
Yeah, but that would also make it, more receptive to, Helios if they wanted to do after they've done the big batches, if they do want to do small runs or, if they need to do any replacements.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Might be a little bit quiet while Ken's gone because I'm not currently got eyes on the chat. Ken is my eyes on the chat for these live streams, especially when I'm busy doing work like I am right now. Currently sitting at 25 days before I leave for Wonderfest. What's the over-under on me getting these things done on time?
I'm back.
You're back. Wow.
Yeah, that was quick. Michael says, I heard Rose Drive Yards uses them too, I believe. She does great stuff too.
Wouldn't mind finding out who it is. I've got the name of like the shipping from name, but I haven't been able to tie that to a like a website or anything like that yet.
Ben is asking, Andrew, do you have a booth again this year or just displaying the ships in the display area?
I will be displaying at Andy's booth. Andy from Scale Electronics with the inner lighting system. And we'll be demonstrating again his lighting system with these things. I don't particularly have an interest in putting ships into the model contest. So, I might start pulling some windows.
Okay. That's cool.
I'm
David
not going to pull the rim windows just because I do need to paint the inside of the sensor band. And I think it would be a good idea to keep the rim windows in place for that.
Oh, probably. Better safe than sorry. David James says, really love the new shuttle pod kit that ModelWorks just released. He says, such a dorky looking shuttle, but it looks like it would be really fun to build.
Sorry, what kit is this?
The new shuttle pod kit by ModelWorks. Says it was just released. He said, such a dorky looking shuttle, but it looks like it would be really fun to build. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Wonder what era.
Let's see here. Okay. Type 15 shuttle pod. Is that the one? Looks like 3D downloadable STL file, 1/12 scale.
Is it HDA ModelWorks?
No, ModelWorks is an MODEL and then WERKS.
So Model WERKS.
Yep. They also got the SETI Alpha 5 EEL STL. It's a free download. Interesting. A lot of good stuff.
So, the TNG shuttle pod.
Yeah. Yeah, he says the shuttle from Times Squared.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
It doesn't look right. The nose looks too narrow. Interesting.
See here, we have. Michael said TNG shuttle pod. You're right. It is pretty cool. Trent says, have you decided what you're doing for the registry, decals or painting?
We're probably going with the decals just because the paint is cool, but it's just not quite reliable. It could turn out amazing, or it could end up being a mess. Depends on how nicely the paint wants to play on a particular given day. So I'd rather not take the risk.
See here, Michael says, I like the shuttle pod model. And then Michael Pro says, that's where I got my gull from.
Yeah. The Ferengi ship looks decent.
And I guess if you're good with STLs there for 3D printing, you could always change the size.
Like I said, 3D printing seems like the dark arts to me.
Yeah, I don't even have a 3D printer, so like I said, if I was going to try to get one, I think I would definitely, to start with, I would definitely go with the fiber one's, not a resin one.
Oh, filament?
Yeah, filament. Thank you.
So it really starts coming alive once you start to open up these windows. And the windows, along with the escape pods, starts to look like a starship.
It does. Garrick EQ is here, and he says 3D printing is the future of modeling. I would agree with you, Garrick. It is the future of model building. No matter what type of models you're into, it's you can get all sorts of 3D printed stuff. Even companies are, going that way for all the aftermarket. Some of the main stuff, I'm sure, is starting to head that way.
I'm going to have to touch up a spot there. I tried to open up a window that wasn't there.
Oh, well, that's no good. Michael Fontana says, I need to get a 3D printer, but my wife says no. So she wouldn't fall for it if you said it's a present for you, honey? See here. David James says, yeah, after looking at the screenshots, the front does seem angled in too much. Michael just laughs at me. Because there's a guy on YouTube I know, he does a lot of, I think they're like short videos of him 3D printing stuff to prove to his wife how handy this 3D printer he has is. Like little kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. Like be it one of those egg separators, you can separate the egg yolk from the white, that sort of thing.
Oh, I'd have to sell more models in order to be able to get any of those fun things. I'd also have to build faster.
That's always the thing when you're, have a career.
When you got a job and
family, young kids. Yep. I mean, it would be something different if your kids were old enough and moved out and whatnot. And then retirement. But then, unfortunately, your eyesight goes, your hand-eye coordination's shot. Well, Michael says though he says I might get a resin printer. The level of detail you can see people building stuff with 3D resin is really cool. That just kind of scares me though.
I would have to have the time to invest in learning how to actually do it properly.
Yeah, definitely.
And my problem right now is, one, I've got projects I need to get done, and two, taking the time to learn that is time I'm not putting content out on my channel. So there's that to consider.
Michael Pro says, I'm printing a new pen holder as we speak. Why not? I stayed away from resin as it's too much work, and the kids is too young and curious. Plus, it's a rabbit hole, as it is. I would. So he says, it's a rabbit hole, as it is. I would like to build instead.
Yep.
And Michael Fontana says, like having a class on it. David James says there's a lot of 3D kits I'd like to print, but I already have a huge stash of models I need to get to before I die. I agree with you there. I'm with you, David. I have a huge stash, and I'm really kind of enjoying getting into the science fiction stuff now. I was always kind of more armor and military aircraft. So,
well, you know what they say: hang out with science fiction model builders, you'll start building science fiction models.
Well, very
I don't
true.
know who they are that say that. I'm just assuming they say that.
Yeah, who are they? Ken's Model Shop says, I currently don't have a 3D printer. If I decide to pick one up, it would be a bamboo lab printer. I think he means the lab printer.
Can you see those windows opening up on screen?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Oh, it certainly does.
I don't know if you're still able to control the camera right now. Just give us a quick zoom, maybe just a little bit, and bring it back out, or would it throw everything off too much?
So if I zoom, I can zoom in, but it'll zoom in on one section.
Yeah,
right?
It doesn't need to be zoomed in too much. Just to sharpen up the detail a little bit more. Yeah, kind of like that.
So you'll have to let me know when I'm going out of frame.
No, I think you're good right there. That kind of gives us a better show of the detail on the pods themselves and the windows.
I mean, when I get too far around and I'm going off frame, just let me know and I'll have to reposition.
Certainly.
I'm amazed, even though they're buried under the paint, how cleanly the masks come off these windows. So much better than trying to scrape the paint.
Yeah. And just more of a what's the term I'm looking for here? More of a where everything's the same.
Consistency.
Yes, better consistency than scraping them out.
Uniformity.
Yes. Ken says I meant lab printer. Yes. And Michael says I have a huge supply of models coming in on Monday. Ooh, anything you'd like to share with us there, Michael?
He probably wants to keep them for himself.
Very true. He probably does. But any information on them would tell us what you're getting? Anything exciting? Anything more than the rest?
These little window masks get just stuck right to you.
I found when I was doing like I said, I've don't have that much experience doing Aztecs, but I found when I was doing them, I just would start sticking small masks onto my thumbnail, stacking them up that way, and then just quickly grab a big thick chunk of them off and then get rid of them. Let's see here. Ben's build says, Ben Spratling, if you keep giving clear resin prints fails, I fix that issue on my printer by increasing the cure time from 1 to 3 seconds. Like
I said, it's a dark art.
Clear. Yeah, I've heard the clear resin is kind of good that way. See, and then Ben Spratling says, I assume a resin printer would be a great way to get transparent curvy parts in conjunction with the laser cutter for flat opaque parts, but so far 90% of my builds have failed. Ooh, not good. Although if you look back, Ben, if you're looking for transparent curvy parts, depending on the size you're looking at, Andrew did have a tutorial out there on his channel for using 3D resin just out of a bottle and using a couple of slides from a microscope.
Solarez microscope slides. And you can create your own complex curves and everything.
Yep. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it.
Let me just see if I can... where is...
David James says that mix of flat and glossy paint looks so cool right now.
Yeah, it's not staying that way, though.
Michael says, mostly Gunpla and a few 1/35th scale Tamiya models. He said a Darth Vader model and the Enterprise Bridge TOS. Nice. I think I have 2 of the TOS bridges. I kind of wouldn't mind trying to make a modified one, almost like a Dreadnought style, where you kind of have like two turbo lifts coming up. And also, just a quick question: is that the new? Did you get the? Oh no, never mind. I was going to ask about the 1/35th scale Tamiya tank. I think it's the M48. I want to say, but that one hasn't hit the market yet. Michael Pro says, "All right, everyone, I'm headed off. Everyone have a good evening. You take care, Michael. Thanks for joining us tonight." Oh, we got Andrew showing us on his...
We're back
camera.
up to 3003.
Well, that's good. There we go. Clear resin. Used to make a solar resin used to make a complex curved window.
Lights aren't on, but you can kind of still see the deck inside there.
Yes.
And I'm like crazy zoomed in right now, and I can't get in.
Michael Fontana says, looks good. Very true, it does. That came out really well. And then also you kind of showed off, I think, in that video too, the paint job by Donnie. Or is that just a live stream that was associated with that?
Sorry, what?
The video that you did, the tutorial for the complex curve with the Stynylres. or solar res, sorry. Did you also show off the Donnie's painted internal parts?
Well, that was shown off at some point. I don't remember which video it was shown off in.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was the video of you showing how to do the 3D print or the solar res windows, or if it was part of the live stream.
Well, it made it into one of the videos. I just don't remember which video it is.
Right.
Like one of the edited video contents.
Michael Fontana says, Andrew, your skills are award-winning. I would have to agree with you on that, Michael.
Although I haven't won any awards for it, so.
But they are of that caliber. Well, unfortunately, this is one of those things when they're done, I don't think it'd be close to Wonderfest, will it? The next Wonderfest. Or the following Wonderfest, I should say.
Well, these should be done at Wonderfest.
But not entered into a contest, though.
No, I'm not entering into a contest, no.
Yeah. Let's see here. David James says, going to have to search way back to see how you did those conference room windows. And he says, when I get the V2. Power Ranger Donnie is here. He says, Canadian Starships, hello, Andrew, and happy Kentucky Derby Day. Hope everyone is well on this first Saturday of the month. And Ricardo says, 3,003 people agree with you, Michael. And then Power Ranger Donnie also says, speaking of Vader, happy Star Wars month. Yes. Star Wars Day being just 2 days away. Up on Monday. Sorry, I'm holding my breath as I'm watching you do this.
Yeah, I was a little worried these dormer window masks would be problematic.
Look around, we can see what time it is on Andrew on his phone. Power Ranger Donnie says Enterprise D is more than just my overall Star Trek ship, but also tied with the Astro Megazord as my number one pop culture vehicle. The latter is my number one overall Power Ranger Megazord as well. That's cool. And AK says, don't forget Revenge of the Fifth. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
And Power Ranger Donnie says, also, congratulations on your 3,000 subscribers.
Thank you. I will be spending my entire Star Wars day building this Star Trek model.
We would expect nothing less. There we go.
You know, I'll do those dormer. I think I'm going to do the rest of those dormer windows off camera. They're just a wee bit more frustrating, or difficult to deal with. So
And
Windows that want to cooperate.
the easier ones, yeah. Donnie says, Power Ranger Donnie says he meant Enterprise D.
So Ken, what's your favorite? What are your top 5 Star Trek ships?
For me, my top, because I guess I'm a little bit older than you. My favorite is the refit, the original refit of the like the motion picture series.
Yeah.
Then I would have to go with the That's a very good one. I do like the D, but I'm gonna say Excelsior is I think is going to be number 2, followed by the E, then the D. Ooh. And I don't know after that what would be my 5th favorite. C is good. TOS is good, but I think C is better. So yeah, I think it would be that. I think it would be the refit for me, then the Excelsior, then the I'm gonna go with the E, then the C, then the D. I think I'll go that order.
So top 5 non-Enterprise.
Well, Excelsior was an Enterprise.
Yeah.
Non-Enterprise would probably be Excelsior first, Reliant, Voyager. So many other ships that just look so cool. Akira's cool. Ooh, that's a tough one. The Defiant, yes, I see someone in the comments. Garrick had mentioned the Defiant. Yes, the Defiant. Sorry, I forgot about the Defiant as non-Enterprise ships. So, yeah, I'm going to say Excelsior is non-Enterprise. Then I'm going to say Reliant, Defiant, Akira, and Bird of Prey, if I can say a non-Federation ship.
Yep.
That'd be the ones I would say. How would for you?
Not in a particular order, but ones that would make up my top 5 would be Akira class for sure. Nova.
Nice.
Either the standard Nova or the Rhode Island variant.
Yeah.
Although I think I like the original Nova class better. The Parliament class.
Ooh, I'm not familiar with that one.
So that showed up in Lower Decks.
Okay.
The one that showed up in Lower Decks was the USS Vancouver. What's that? 3 of them? That's 3 I've named so far.
Yep.
Sorry, my brain just blanked on me for a moment. So Akira, Nova, Parliament. Come on, brain. Streamer brain. Streamer brain. It's just not working now. Luna class.
Okay.
Luna class, and for the 5th, the 5th is going to be the hard one. Traditionally, I would have when I was younger, I would definitely have the Nebula class in there.
Yeah.
So I would probably go with those 5. Not necessarily in that order, but the Akira is got to be my favorite.
Right. Well, we have a lot of comments generated from that. People mentioning ships, so let's go through that.
Yeah.
See here. Some people talking amongst themselves about see Michael Fontana says, I'm taking Monday the 4th off. Gonna have a little Star Wars watching party. Some people saying hello. Garrick says, my absolutely favorite is Bill Krause USS Excalibur. My favorite cannon ship is the Defiant. Ben Spratling says, I guess for his Enterprises would be the D, the A, the Excelsior, and the TOS. Yeah, Ricardo, you're correct. He says the runabout is very cool. It is. Jody says the number 5 would be his Defiant. 4 would be Voyager. Michael Fontana says, what about the Grissom? I do kind of like the Grissom, but it always gets the short end of the stick. Because it was always made to be that one ship that gets blown up really easy. Then Jody says this next one would be, third one would be Reliant. It would be the Klingon Bird of Prey for me. He was asking Bird of Prey, Romulan or Klingon. For me, it'd be the Klingon one. Nothing wrong with the original smooth looks of the like the TOS Romulan Bird of Prey. Let's see here. Ben Spratling says Bird of Prey is cool. Nova class. Equinox is also sweet. David said, I always thought the Grissom was hugely underrated. I would agree with you, David. The 1/350th scale model looks, fantastic. Jody's still going down the list. He says number 2, Cerritos. Sorry, what were you going to say, Andrew?
Well, I was going to say 2 model kits I always wanted to find was a good model of the Grissom and of the Old Birth class and a good model of the Constellation class.
There you go. Both good-looking ships. What about the Nebula class? Michael asks.
Yeah, the Nebula class, ever since I saw the variant of it in Unification, no, not Unification, Redemption, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Where Data took command of the Sutherland. I didn't like it as much when it first appeared as the whatever it was, the ship that Captain Maxwell had.
Right.
O'Brien's previous commander. They sing that song.
Yep. During back in the Cardassian Wars.
Yep.
Yep.
So I wasn't, and I think it was because of the top pod section. It wasn't really all that great, and so when they replaced the top pod section, it just made it look a lot better.
Right.
So I liked it when it appeared as the Sutherland.
Okay. And then Jody says his number 1 is the USS Trenton Razor class. Garrick says, I like the Grissom, a very can-do-it-all ship. Yeah, it's not meant as a combat ship. It has defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities, but it's more of a science or research or, those kind of things is what I see it as. Just
make sure that it's not Captain Esteban in command.
Yes.
A little bit too by the book.
So here, Ben Spratling says, I have an insane idea to build a DS9 runabout in Playmates action figure scale, both interior and exterior. It would be 5 feet long. Ooh, that would be cool. Howard's here. Hey, Howard. He says, I'm going for number 1 pick as Discovery. And then he says, okay, I'll see myself out. Also, did you want to throw an ad in there now? And then we'll continue on with the hobby or with the talk of ships and stuff.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea. Give me one moment here.
And then you can pick a few other windows and people won't miss a whole lot. But it is looking really nice.
Yeah. looks so much better when the windows are open. All right, so we're going to make YouTube happy for a moment. And run an ad. We don't want to let YouTube just do it whenever it wants to, because that is super annoying. So we're just going to manually run one, and then we'll be done with it for the rest of the night, which is awesome. So bear with us while we go to a commercial break. And that should be it for the night.
Yes, that will keep YouTube happy. Now, going back to Ben, your comment there, insane idea to do the DS9 runabout and Playmates action figure scale. I know somebody's doing 3D printed Playmate scale, other stuff like the bridge and a little diorama of the shuttle bay, one of the shuttle bays, stuff like that. So check those. I'm trying to remember who does them, but if you just look, check it out on YouTube. You just look up Playmates Star Trek bridge or something like that. You should be able to come up with that. I think he's done the motion picture bridge, I think.
At 5 feet long, it would be considerably longer than the studio model they used to film.
There you go. Okay, so carrying on. See, Howard said, yeah, his discovery, and he'll let himself out. And he says, hello, Michael. Likewise, how are you? Trent says, mine would be the Daredex, Romanian Warbird. He said the Akira and the Enterprise E, D, and refit. Nice. I'd like to see the refit get some love. That, for me, that was kind of, for my age range, that was kind of where things kind of came to fruition with my love for Star Trek.
Well, and to be quite honest, the refit was really the first time anyone got to see a Federation starship that looked different than the TOS era Constitution class.
Very true.
Because every ship in the original series was a Constitution class.
Yes, they were. And then even the Klingon Katinga ships, yeah, those in the original motion picture was such a nice upgrade and so detailed.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Howard said, did you see round 2 just mentioned in this month's video? They are releasing a light kit to make Strange New Worlds look with working motors and Bassard.
Yep.
Interesting.
Saw that today.
I will have to watch that video later. Jody says, for Enterprises, it goes 5th would be the J. 4th would, no. I'm trying to figure out how he's typed that in there. He'd go 5J, 4B, 3OG, 2D, and the first one is Pike's version of the Strange New Worlds. So Jody likes the J.
I am not a fan of the J.
I would agree with you on that one.
Universe class.
Jody says it's a perfect blend with the original and refit regarding the scale, of course. For the refit, yeah. Howard says, if you take out the Spore drive, I like the look of the exterior.
I don't mind the design as a ship. I'm just not a fan of the design being in that era.
Right. Before its time.
Yep.
Yeah. Jody says, I meant C for number 5. Oh, not the J? Okay. Says not J. It doesn't even make it up to the top 5. Okay. Sounds better. Although it is your preference. Not to hate on everybody who loves the J. You just like what you like. Somebody might like the TOS Enterprise and say that's the only one. Thanks for adjusting the camera. Let's see what else. Garrick says, back to Model Works. They released a nice version of the C that you can print in 1000 and 1400 scale. It's in my printing queue. Cool.
Sorry, who said that?
Garrick, EQ. He said back to Model Works.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can do C in 1000 or 1400 scale. David James says, huge DS9 fan, but always found the runabout to be incredibly boring on screen, like a Trek version of a Winnebago. I kind of like the runabout though. Realistically, I mean, it's got a nice concept. It's like a long range shuttlecraft that's has a little bit of defensive and offensive capability. You can do kind of a long haul with it, where you're not stuck just sitting behind a console like the Type 15 shuttle, for example, that we were talking about earlier.
I
you get
wish.
up, walk around, go to the bathroom. You have a place to sleep, eat.
I wish that they would have actually used the set they built for the back end of the runabout on DS9 for more things.
Yes, you never see it again after that TNG episode, do you?
Nope.
Let's see here. Jody says Discovery was one of the proposed designs for the original, wasn't it? He said, I thought I saw it in my technical manual.
It was one of the proposed designs. Well, it was similar. It's similar to one of the proposed designs for the Phase 2.
Right, which then became the motion picture. Ben Spratling says the runabout is definitely a Winnebago, and only one man would dare give me the Winnebago. Lone Star. Howard says apparently the F was just completely bass backwards, that it never was used. Trying to remember, was
Well,
the F
only the F has only ever appeared on screen once, and that was in Picard season 3, and basically just it's the last little thing for a celebration before being decommissioned.
Right, and then blowing up.
I don't think it was blown up
or attacked or damaged.
Shelby was, as far as we know, killed by the crew who turned into the Borg.
Right. Jody says that runabout set probably got redressed into something else by the time DS9 was going.
Well, they didn't make that back end set until DS9 was well and underway, because they didn't have runabouts until DS9.
And then they just threw one in TNG because they were both going overlapping times.
Yeah. They were supposed to use it for DS9, and they just never did for some reason.
Yeah, like you said, unfortunately, so much potential.
Yeah.
Ben's Build says, surprised no one has called the OG Titan their favorite.
OG Titan, as in the Luna class Titan?
Let's see what he says.
Because the Luna class is in my top 5.
Ken says, I have the full interior for the runabout. I have one too from one of the 3D printing services before it went out of business and is coming back now. Okay, Ben Spratling said the runabout aft compartment was disassembled and turned into the quarters and dining room for the Nebula class ship in the episode with the Fena protective telepath. I'd have to rewatch that to recall. I'm not as up on my Star Trek apparently as people like Andrew and Jordan
Yeah,
and
I can
other
I can
people.
see how that set was reused there.
If I saw a picture of it, I'd probably look at it and go, "Yep, you are completely correct." I would probably see it then. David James says the F hasn't grown on me yet, or hasn't grown on me, but I've seen people build some great 3D kits of it.
I would love to get a couple kits. I'd love to get are good size kits of the Luna class and the Parliament class. I have a resin kit, a 1,000 scale resin kit of the Akira here in the shop,
Nice.
but it's pretty chunky cast resin, right? So
Right. Jody says, I like the Luna class very much. I've made a model kind of like it.
yeah, I'm a sucker for the for starships with lower nacelles.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why, but I like the lower nacelles.
You like the look of it.
Yeah.
Ken says, Green Strawberry has a full interior kit of the runabout. Yes, yes, they do.
One of the ship designs I kind of like, and I'd love to like build a model of it one day, is the original Voyager concept
Okay.
that got shelved. They had built a study model of it to show it off, but they ended up deciding to go in a different direction.
Ben's Bill says, I know the Rose Drive Yards said they have a Luna class in the queue for a future release. And then Jody says, me too, Andrew.
So that's who's making these new kits. That's using the same production place as Helios is, and that's where I might get a large scale, like a either 350 or 650 Akira or Voyager or Nova. But we'll have to see. I think I'll just get these windows off the bottom of the secondary hull, and that's basically going to be it for the evening.
All right. Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed this evening's stream. Don't forget to give a thumbs up to Andrew. And if you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to do so. Andrew does great content on YouTube here, as well as live streams as well. If you're going to Wonderfest, you can look for Andrew there.
You should be able to find me at the Scale Electronics booth.
You'll have your very nice jacket, I assume?
I assume. It's funny, that was one of the main comments on the tested video.
Yep. I remember that. Everybody asking you where you got the jacket. Garrick says, do you know the name of that production place that Helios uses?
I don't.
Yeah, that's beyond my knowledge as well. Ken's model shop says I have, I think, a 192nd scale Ghost from Randy Cooper with full interior. It's in scale with the 172nd scale Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, it's in a different scale numerically.
Yes. 192nd and 172nd. I'm assuming he meant 72nd, not 92nd. Michael says, yes, thank you, Andrew and Ken. And Garrick says, I have a 144th scale ghost from Alan Rivard.
Tonight's stream has primarily been removing things from the surface of the model.
But doesn't it look awesome, everyone? Just brings it more to life, seeing all those windows unmasked, seeing all the escape pods done up.
And the escape pods are not finished. I've got some decal detail that will go over top of the painted decal. So combination of paint and decal to make these escape pods look right.
Let's see here. Ken
And
says
those are homemade custom decals.
yes, and see here. Ken's Model Shop says it's bigger than the Falcon. I'm assuming he's talking about the Ghost from Randy Cooper. Ben Spratling says it's looking great. Michael Fontana says it does look awesome. AK says thanks, guys. It was enjoyable. David James says, yes, I built that Ghost kit. Huge amount of work, but happy with how it came out. David James says, night all. You have a great night, David. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good one. We're going to be wrapping up here in a couple minutes anyway.
Ken's Model Shop says the D looks awesome.
I'm quite happy with how these windows are turning out when the masks get pulled. Even though some of them are buried under the paint.
They do come out looking great. They're very uniform. That's the word I was thinking of earlier, or that I couldn't think of earlier. It's very uniform, as opposed to scraping them out.
So that said, on the 1400, where is it here? On the new 1400 scale,
there you go.
Enterprise E kits that are done in translucent styrene, I will still open those windows. I'm not going to scrape them. And they're a little bit small for window masks, because once you start getting that small on the window masks, there's not enough vinyl there to have enough adhesion to actually stick properly.
Right. I could easily see that being the case.
But I'm never thrilled with the results I see when people scrape their windows.
Yeah, it becomes more of a 5-foot model where you got to stand 5 feet away.
Yeah. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but it's not what I want to do, so.
Yeah. Again, yeah, you're right, though. If you're happy with it, then do what you want. If you're happy with doing Aztec decals, do Aztec decals. I mean, that might be the way to go for everyone. Might not. I am liking the painting of Aztecs.
Yes.
It does look so nice. Makes a nice finish. I see we're up to 25 people watching. That's amazing. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We are just moments away from finishing the stream. More so Andrew than me. But you're kind of here at an amazing point to see all these windows unmasked.
There we go.
The
And
escape pod's base painted and detailed.
I've still got neck windows to demask, but that's definitely not good content for live stream because you can't see what's going on.
Yes, you definitely got to change your camera angles for that.
Yeah. So let me grab the other camera here. And let's get a bit of a quick overview.
Oh, look at that, everyone. That is amazing.
There's all the little window masks piled up and all the escape pod hatch masks. But hopefully you can see those paint details on the escape pods.
Yes.
Those windows all turned out really nice.
Yes. Oh, the whole thing is just amazing.
There's windows on the secondary hull. One of the next things I'm going to be doing is painting the deflector dish. I've got a custom mix paint for that. It's kind of...
I'm seeing a lot of YouTube hearts or celebration symbols floating by.
So we have to get it to be about that color. Oh, that's in the shade and shaded a little bit right now from the light. But we'll... oh, and we got to do these on there as well. And then I'm going to be... so I'm going to get those major paint details done. I'm going to be going over it to do all the small detail paint. Then we're going to get this thing coated with a gloss coat. Well, these things, I should say, because there's the other one. We're going to get these things gloss coated, and then we're going to get decals down. So, yeah, we're certainly in the home stretch. That's for sure.
We have Michael Fontana saying, sweet. Ricardo saying, looks amazing, Andrew. Congrats. Garrick says, that looks awesome. Can't wait to see the final product. If you're going to Wonderfest, you can even see it in person.
Yep.
And
we'll have one, maybe two of these things there.
Garrick says, that looks awesome. Can't wait to see the final product. And Ken says, I agree. It looks amazing.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around while I pull tape and vinyl off of a model. It's funny the things that we watch, right? But I think it just looks really, really nice when those window masks come off. And I've got teeny tiny window masks stuck to me. So hope that you've enjoyed the live stream, everyone. If you did, make sure that you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, you haven't done so yet, you can hit the subscribe button. We are at, I never know which way to go here. 3,003 subscribers, which is really cool. So you can hit the subscribe button. That way you can keep up with all the projects that are going to be happening after these things go out the door, which is going to be really fun. But for now, my name is Andrew. Your producer tonight has been Ken.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone.